Today I'll be telling you about the 35-year-old rookie, Jim Morris. Jim Morris grew up with a family that never really agreed. His parents were always fighting. Although his parents and him didn't have a great relationship, he had a great relationship with his grandparents. He worked for his grandfather for 3 summers. His grandfather used to say, "You're born with a name and you die with a name. What you do in between is a legacy that you leave behind for everyone else." Eventually, as he grew up, he took his high school exams, and his counselor came up to him and said, "Jimmy, what are you going to do with your life?" Well, Jimmy said, "I'm going to grow up and be a baseball player. Everyone knows that." Well, his counselor said, "I hope so, because you're too stupid to go to college." After this, his grandfather, Ernest, was diagnosed with ALS. When he was playing summer ball, he met someone. After the game, this man said, "I am the coach at Ranger Junior High. I want you to come play baseball for me." He would pitch on weekdays, and on weekends, he would visit his grandparents, which were at the hospital. On the last Sunday on November 1982, he kissed his grandparents goodbye at 12 o'clock and had to head back home for an 8 o'clock class that Monday. At 3, his coach woke him up and said he needed to go home because his grandfather had passed away. He called his mom and told her he had given up and that it was time to come home. He decided to go to the world and start teaching kids. He was made the head coach and was telling his kids to chase their dreams. His catcher looked at him in the eye and said, "Why are you telling us to chase our dreams if you're not willing to chase yours?" They made a bet so that if they won the district championship, Jim Morris would try out again. In the district championship, in the last inning, they were down by 3 runs, and history would dictate if they won or not. They came back, scored 4 runs, and won. This meant he had to find a tryout. At the tryout, the catcher gave him a sign to throw a fastball. He tried to throw it as hard as he could, ended up throwing 94 to 98 miles per hour. Scout said, "Don't be surprised if you get a phone call tomorrow." When he was driving home, he didn't get 1 phone call. He got 12. He was asked to throw again, and the general manager of the Rays said he would be in Texas tomorrow. He made it to the big leagues. In 3 months, he lost 60 pounds. He went from grading papers to signing autographs and interviews, all because a group of kids told him to chase his dreams. His grandfather had the saying, "Remember who you are." It took him years to get what he meant. Remember who you are is simple. Don't do anything you wouldn't have anybody see you do. It's not what you do when people are watching. It's what you do when nobody's watching. That's what makes you who you are. That's character. That's my grandparents. And if you make it just about you, you're never going to get anywhere. It's when you make it about something bigger than you. Be a mentor for someone. Be a dream maker. Be a team player. Nothing is impossible. At 35 years old, Jim Morris entered the league as a rookie. He played 2 seasons with the Rays.